There we go. Now it's working right. It's trying to make. Uh, hey, guys. Anybody home? Long day. Well, it was long days, guys. None of my subscriptions said anybody was live, so is there anybody live maybe? Full minute. Hello, Taylin. I'm sorry I cut the stream early. On my walk earlier, the rain started coming down, and well, I'm back home now, Tay. I'm on the out now, waiting on this storm to pass. But I am sorry I cut the stream early on you guys or there earlier. But that rain, I bet you would. You all got some harsh ass heat right now. I would not want to be there right now. Well, I wouldn't mind being there. It's just I'd have to find me some shader. I'd have to find me some air conditioning, one of the two, at that type of heat. But then again, it is more humid here, so it felt like it was 100 degrees today here, according to the weather. So it felt like it, but it never got that hot. So what are you up to? Other than being a sexy person? You're right, dry heat, and you just walked in, huh? Awesome. Oh, a shake sounds so good. I had some of the best homemade burritos, or not burritos, tacos, soft tacos. Oh my God, that woman knows how to cook. Friend of mine's old lady. They invited me over for dinner, and it was so good. At least the winds finally calmed down some. Gonna have to open my door here in a second. It's getting hot in here again. Quick. Give me a second. I need to open the window and the door. There we go. Thanks for letting the heat out. The heat is out. Dust came in. Don't know who it was though. Boy, I tell you what though, 2 years, what was it, last year or the year before, you all were wishing it wasn't raining. I tell you what, y'all were flooding out. A whole touch of rain today, huh? Oh, in 15, yeah. Yeah, I knew it was it wasn't too long ago. Yeah, I know y'all were just drowning. Bad. It was insane. Weird weather for Texas. I tell you what, I can't believe there wasn't hardly anybody out here on the river. I bet you did. And flash floods and ever we're having then. My God. It's hard to believe it's already been 3 years since that happened. Hi, Ian. Tornado on the way for you or me? I'll tell you, I can't say as I love them. Oh, it's coming for me? Yeah. I can't say as I love a tornado. I've been through three of them in my lifetime, and neither one of those three were fun at all. And I've seen the aftermath of about 20. So, never fun at all. But if a tornado's on its way, well, hopefully it just stays. Oh, I'd storm chase. Believe me, I'd storm chase. It's just I don't like. I don't want to go through one again. Uh, I think I'd rather go through a hurricane, and I've been through three of those. So, oh wow, I didn't know Scotland had tornadoes. They never talk about them. Wow. But the closest I've been to one was I was in a house that was picked up and thrown with me in it. Scared the bejesus out of me, people. Yes, I have too, Tay. We knew what you meant, Tay. I actually was able to read that pretty quick and easy. Poor Ian. It was funny. Me and my uncle were we. Hey, Lady Bird, how are you? I'm home, y'all. So you know I ain't walking. Uh, so I am sorry to y'all for cutting my stream short earlier, but it started pouring rain and I don't have no cover for my phone to keep it from getting wet or anything. So I couldn't let my phone get wet. I'm sorry for cutting short and cutting it quick. Oh, my neck hurts. Yeah, I get to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Got a big boat going by making big waves. Yeah, I just got back home, Lady Bird, about 10 minutes ago or so. Yeah, I ain't got no plastic wallet, Ian, but I could probably do the Ziploc bag. Let it rain for Tay. Let Tay get some rain. What do I think about British narrowboats? What's a British narrowboat? I don't know what one of them are. I'd have to look that up to know what one of them are. That's good, Tay. I hope you get some rain out of it. Uh, yeah, I was gonna try to go ahead and do a little bit of walking out here in the woods, but it don't look like I'm gonna get to tonight. Might have to wait until tomorrow. Oh wow, that's pretty cool, Ian. I wouldn't mind having probably something like that. 40 foot long, 8 foot wide, that'd be nice. 72 inside, heck yeah. Actually, I don't like it that cold inside. If I had my choice, it'd be about 75. 72 is cold. Hell no. Uh, you mean, yeah, I'm going to look them up, Ian. Sounds like an interesting boat to me. I would probably like it if, and that. Wow. Yeah, me and, well, I could probably handle 72, but then I'd have to get up and go outside and warm up after a bit. Yeah, I don't know if I'd like to have one that's narrower than my boat. My boat's 12 foot wide, so 12 foot can get 12 foot wide can be a little cramped in its own right. Okay, Tay. But yeah, living on a boat is definitely a fun thing to do. It's make oh he's not. You're stuck with me, Tay. Uh, but yeah, living on a boat's awesome. I love it. It's I love you too, Tay. I but yeah, yeah, you've always been kind of nice to me, girl. And I appreciate it. Just same as most of y'all that I have that come in my stream and all that. No, you haven't, Tay. It's practically free living here too, Ian. Once you get set up, is practically free living here. You see, I solar power. It keeps my batteries charged. It keeps things going right, things like that. As far as the electricity goes, that's how I also get my phone charged, just through my batteries. So uh, um, it's good to have solar power. I put solar panels on the boat. Uh, uh, I, uh, uh, I need to get a generator. The generator is almost a must, so I can have a good hot cup of coffee without having to build a fire every time. Things like that. Generators, and then a gas refrigerator. A little gas refrigerator that runs on propane or something like that is a good thing to have too. That way you can have cold stuff. You know, so. Buddy of mine's got a gas refrigerator that it's like an apartment sized refrigerator. That son of a gun freezes stuff solid even. So they're good to have. And I, but yeah, boat here is practically free. I mean, all I got to do is anchor out. I don't even have to. I don't have to have a area. I can anchor out, and it's called mooring. You use a heavy anchor, hold your boat in place on the river in the Gulf, whatever. You can moor it out and not pay a dang dime. Here. That's the great thing about the Swanee River. All you got to do is moor out and you're good, and you don't have to worry about nothing. There, get past those little expenses. The only reason I want a gas refrigerator is it gets everything cold and all. Uh, but I wouldn't mind having a gas and electric one, and then a little generator. Uh, Balances at a time, and that's about it. But it's good. It'd be perfect for me. Cool, I got it. Cool. And I mean, just a little expensive, and then you're good. The boat itself, it was cheap. Yeah, I know, Latte. That wasn't even right. uh, I agree. I agree, Tay. Still love you for it. The wind's back. Yay. Man, I can't wait to see Flo and Big Nick. I'm going to try to catch up with both of them. They will be fun people to meet. I mean, I love Flo to death. And Nick, I'd love to go out it with him. That would be so much fun. And then maybe I might find cops that won't run away from me when I go. Uh, I go walking down the road today and didn't see one cop. I'm riding back home and seen 4 of them. So go figure. I'd love to meet Mayo and Freeman too. I really would. That would be freaking awesome too. Uh, Damn, you're gonna get to meet some of the greats. Hey, how you doing, bro? You're gonna get to meet some of the great ones there, Tay. You are very, very lucky, if you ask me. I've never understood having a boat with a swimming pool. My boat don't have one. I'd rather jump in the water and go swimming than I would jump in like the Gulf or whatever, and then go swimming in the river, whatever. You're lucky, Tay, is all I got to say. I love to meet some of y'all. I really would. Y'all are awesome. The people you just named off are really awesome. Very good auditors. Uh, Very awesome auditors. Uh, Thank you, Gray dude. Get to live on this river. That's a big plus. Or wherever I decide to put the boat. Heck, I might decide to pull anchor one day and go to somewhere up the Mississippi or something, you know. You never know with me. I would, Tay, I'd love to meet any. They're great people, uh, and they're great for the cause, just like anybody else, you know, that helps out. Everybody's great for the cause. It's just they their videos bow. He's got his own little style of doing things. Texas Vet, he's got his own little style of doing things. You know, they're all great. It's freaking awesome to watch every one of the ones that you've said, and every one of them has a different style of doing audits. That's what's even better. You know, some are nice, some are not so nice, and it's cool. Then you can meet Mrs. 50 and Johnny 50 and Furry and everybody else. You're right, Ian. You know, I you know, I keep, I keep saying the cops keep avoiding me. In a way, that might be a good thing because I ain't in jail yet. Because I know how my mouth can get at times, and sometimes I let my hummingbird mouth override my, or I let my alligator mouth override my hummingbird ass. That's what I mean. And I get myself in bigger trouble than I should. Ian, uh, I think he'll answer to it all just as long as you don't call him late for dinner, right, Ian? I know that's the way I am. I don't care what you call me. Ian. I'm surprised the Game and Fish hasn't stopped by. I've seen them go by about 4 or 5 times last couple of weeks. But I can tell you now, if they stop here, I'll go live on them too. Oh, that sounds so good, Tay. A caramel and banana. Oh, that sounds good. The last shake I had wasn't a shake. It was a real chocolate malt. And if you ain't ever had a real malt, you ain't had nothing. Oh my God, I love malts, chocolate malts. It's your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, at least you're having a good breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a good tasting one. Caramel and vanilla ice cream. Yum. Yeah. I like getting the caramel and strawberry syrup. Yeah, but at least you eat what tastes good to you. You may not eat right, but you eat what tastes good to you. And potassium's good for you. You get that from bananas, so. Oh, cool. That's nice to know, Ian. That is awesome. That sounds good to Tay right now too. Oh my gosh. You trying to make full. I just ate some of the best homemade soft tacos in the world. Oh my gosh. I ate two of them and they were so big that two of them filled me up like nothing. Chocolate fountain with berries dipped into it. No, I already got your text, Tay. I don't know what that was. Someone must have posted a video. Normally, when I'm on live stream and it comes up, and it's someone else going live, I'll see it. As far as videos, I don't normally see it, so that's what it probably was a video. I got a buddy that goes up and down this river. He is so cool. He sits there and just drinks his beer. He'll go way upstream from where he wants to be, right, and then just start floating down the river, not bothering a soul. And he just drinks his beer and just chills out on the river all day long, and is on his pontoon boat. Well, here's my deal. I'm Scottish. Oh gosh, homemade cinnamon rolls. I love them. But I'm Scottish. I'm Irish. I'm English, and I'm Native American. The Native American hate the English, Scottish, and Irish. The Irish hate the Scottish, English, and the Native Americans. And the Scottish hate the Irish and English and Native Americans. So I guess I don't even like myself. So there you go. Actually, tell you the truth, In the Welsh, yep. I am. Ladybird is African, Dutch, and Scottish. I bet you that made for a pretty combo, lady. I bet you're a very pretty woman, Ladybird. But actually, tell you the truth, the creek, the Muskogee Creek, which that's what I am. Yeah, there you go. Great combo there, Tay. I still bet you're a very pretty woman, Ladybird. Uh, but the Muskogee Creek actually had a very strong Scottish influence in it. As a matter of fact, there was a war chief named Red Hawk. Red Hawk was actually the reason they called him Red Hawk was he had uh, he had Irish in him and his hair was red, and so the Native Americans called him Red Hawk. Um, and he was one of the baddest Muskogee war chiefs we ever had back when he was fighting Andrew Jackson. The only one that could probably say was any badder was Osceola, who his grandmother was married to a Scottish man. So it so Scottish actually had a great influence into the Muskogee Creek, and uh, which I thought was very interesting and very cool. So the Muskogee Creek actually liked the Scottish. They didn't like Irish or the English way all that much. So my last name is Caswell, and that's Scottish. That's a Scottish name, and it's a bastardization of the word Campbell. So I'm from the Campbell clan in Scotland. I already researched that, and and found out another thing that the Campbells are not very well liked in Scotland. As for the fact that they turned their back on one of their greatest men in history in Scotland back in the day when they were fighting England for their rights to be a country, and and when they turned their backs on William Wallace when they did that, that was a big no no. And still yet today, if you say you're a Campbell in Scotland, they'll spit on the ground at your feet because they dislike you. They dislike the Campbells that much. There you go. That'll work. Uh, my uncle, his name was One Mad Bear, and the reason why he was named uh, the reason he was called that was he shot a bear and did a bad shoot on the bear. The bear turned on him and rushed him, and so they called him one mad. They called him One Mad Bear because that bear was one pissed off bear that came after him. Okay, they got him good. Sorry, I was watching out my window. They were trying to get a kid out of the water, and took them a bit to do it. But So what are y'all up to today? Just chilling out and watching live streams and things? Ready to go to bed. Oh, yeah, you're over there. That's right. It would be about your bedtime, Lady Bird. Yeah, yeah, I bet you it is about time for y'all to go to bed. Cool. That's awesome, Tay. Yeah, rabbit. Oh my God, I love rabbit. Mm. Hassenpfeffer. Yeah, I had some good times too as a kid, Tay. I thank my uncle a lot for everything he taught me. I wished he was still alive so I could thank him. We had, when I was growing up, I had a pet fox, pet raccoons, pet ferrets, pet cockatoo, and an African gray parrot. We had 4 piranha in one aquarium, and then in our other aquarium we had I had bass, brim, and everything else like that in it. Let's see here. We did not have a skunk that I ever remember. Uh, no, we didn't have a skunk that I ever remember. So, but we had a lot of other stuff. We had a pet emu once. I don't know. I loved our raccoons. Our raccoons were awesome. But y'all know what an emu is? We had one of those when I was growing up. Yeah, it took out the scent gland so it wouldn't stink. I hope. Oh, there they are. I was wondering what was going on. Oh, they got her up. They had one of the girls trying to ski out here. That's funny. She didn't go very far. Oh, that's cool. Our raccoons would go in the cat litter box, so. Ha ha, Lady Bird. Ha ha. Hey, News Now Canuck, what's up, bro? That was the same with our raccoons there, Taylin. Every time we took a bath, we had to lock the door. The raccoons be in the bath with us. Ah, cool. News Now Canuck. Yeah, two 50-pound raccoons in the bathtub with you is not a fun time. Oh, my neck. Give me a second, guys. I need to grab some water here. I need to take a couple of aspirin, try to get this pain out of my neck. It hurts right now. Oh, all right, I'm back. Our raccoon's favorite our raccoon's favorite treat was marshmallows. Loved marshmallows. Our fox was a sweetheart. Oh my God. Our fox was just the biggest baby you ever wanted to see. Hey, she finally got up on the skis. She's skiing. Took her 3 tries. Our fox, she was biggest sweetheart you ever wanted to see. The only time she ever got mean, she got pregnant one time. She got out the house because we kept her in the house with us, believe it or not. And she used cat litter box like every other animal did. And she got out of the house. She got pregnant by a wild fox. And now she got mean with those babies. She couldn't get near them babies. You ain't kidding, News Now, Canuck. It takes me 4 hours to watch all the new videos that I watch. Tay had a pet skunk when she was growing up. Yeah, but a emu is almost like an ostrich. I loved that bird. It was a giant ass bird. I liked it. I could ride that bird. It was hard to ride it, but I rode it. I say the meanest animal we had, though, when I was growing up was a horse. We had a horse. That some bitch would try to bite you or kick you any chance it had. Oh, that would be so cool, a retired circus elephant. Oh my God, that would be so fucking cool. I'd love to have one. Ride that around the neighborhood. I had a horse, Taylin, named Snoopy. One day I get home from work and I go lay down to go take a nap, right? Next thing I know, I hear rustling around in the kitchen. My damn horse, Snoopy, opened the door and walked in into the house and was getting a drink out of the sink. Okay, Canuck, hurry back, bro. I'm getting more and more gray hair. Oh my God. Yep, Snoopy was the name of my horse. That's too cool, Tay. That's awesome. I had a buddy who had hey, Rising Sun Media. I had a buddy that had you ever hear of a whooping crane? A whooping crane. He had a whooping crane that would come to his door and literally knock on the door with its beak like someone was knocking at the door. So he'd come out and feed him. And my buddy Oleon, he was awesome when it come to birds. He loved birds. All animals are smart. Rising Sun Media, in my opinion, all of them are. And if you don't believe me, let me ask you one. Let me ask you a couple of questions here. If animals and plants are smart too. I don't care what anybody says. Plants know how to think too. They just think in a different way than everybody else too. But if but plants survive. Now, let me also ask you this: if humans died off the face of the earth, how well would plants and animals survive? That right there shows you who is the smarter one out of the two species. And it is out of the three species, excuse me. Plants and humans. I can tell you now, animals and plants would survive great without humans. We would not survive a day without them. So, to me, the animals and plants are way smarter than we wished we were. That's why, and I tell you, I ask scientists that, and then I just ask them simple questions right there, and they can't. They say, "Oh, we're smarter because we can talk. Oh, we're smarter because we can reason." Have you not ever seen an animal reason? I have. I've watched animals reason everything. A raccoon. Watch a raccoon. You ain't kidding, Tay. If we just totally die out, the world would die because the plants would die, and then yes, Rising Sun, you are right. We are the most dangerous animal. Honestly, with the way human society has become, y'all remember that movie, The Matrix? Remember that Smith guy that was talking to Neo, and he said, "Let me tell you what I think about humans." He said, "Humans are a parasite because they move from one spot to another and consume everything around them, and then move again and consume everything around them, and then move again and move and consume everything around them." That was the most truest statement I've ever heard in a movie, even though everybody I know laughs at that statement about it. If humans become, we destroy, and we consume everything around us. And then what do? We move on to find another place to destroy and consume again. I mean, so. And now the Native Americans back in the day, and a lot of the native people, if you look back to anywhere in the world to the native people back in the day, they had it going on. They were able to not be a parasite. They were able to work with nature. They were able to make everything work in alignment. Uh, and I think that's part of the reason why I like living on this boat. I'm not destroying anything. It was not made with materials that are made out of nature either. It's a man-made material that didn't come from nature. It was human-made. You ain't kidding, Lady Bird. Yes, they did, Kay. And I lived for a year out in the Glades with my uncle on a Native American reservation out in the Glades. And to live like they did back then is definitely different. I can't say it's any harder than living today in a modern society. It's just different on how you got to live. And it's doable. There's people down there in the Glades right now that live like they did back in the 1500s. Okay, they still live in their chiquis, which means house, by the way, in Muskogee Creek. But it's a thatched house made out of palm fronds and cypress, and most of the time the cypress trees are left alive. The palm fronds, you just prune a palm tree. You don't kill the palm tree, you just prune it to get the leaves you need. So, I mean, they worked with nature so much it was not even funny. They only took what they needed, out of the wild if they needed anything. They never went overboard. They never like today. I see people trying to get as many freaking fish as they can in an ice box, so they could take it home. And then 9 times out of 10, they might eat only half that fish and then throw the rest out. Yes, they used every part, Taylin, and it didn't matter what it was. They used it all. And yeah, lady, at an alarming rate. It's very alarming. That's the Amazon rainforest. The reason why I say it's being destroyed at a rate. Part of the reason our pollution in our air is so bad is because we keep destroying our forested areas. Trees take carbon monoxide out of the air by the hundreds of millions of cubic tons every month, and it's and then you sit there and destroy what's helping to keep our air fresh and give us back oxygen so we can breathe. Eventually, you're right, or we're doomed. It's a matter of time. We are killing our planet, and we are killing it at an alarming rate. I hate to say that. I ain't a bunny hugger. I ain't no bunny hugger or tree hugger by no means. But it could be done in a lot better fashion. So, let's say if you did need to take a tree for whatever, like paper, whatever, you could you can take it and then replace it. I mean, I see so much better ways how we could deal with all this stuff by being around the Native Americans. You always replace what you take if you can. Uh, if you can't, give it time to replace itself. Raised that way, it was we were some poor sons of bitches that didn't have no money, and we had to conserve our food if we didn't like it or if we liked it or not. Um, but I also fast. I fast for two reasons. For one, I can, like I said, it's to remind me of how bad it was back in the day without food and stuff for our people. And then it also keeps my body in shape to where I am. My body is conditioned to where, just in case, for whatever the reason, the world goes to shit, and we have to go to the woods or whatever. And there might be days where I go days without food. You know, you never know. So that's why I do it. There's two reasons for that. I hope that never happens in my lifetime, but eventually it's probably going to happen. I ain't going to say it's even going to happen, but it's probably going to at the rate things are going. And no, I don't like being a doomsday bringer or anything else like that. It's just I'm a realist. And the reality is, if you don't believe me, what are we doing right now? You see what I'm saying? I said eventually we're all going to have to go to the woods or something to stay safe from these fucking ignorant pieces of shit that we've been dealing with lately. I hate to say that. We're going to have to regroup, and we'll have to regroup and everything else like that. I always suggest people to learn whatever they can to survive, if they have to, if they're ever put in that situation. It ain't only just because of that, though. You never know when a F5 tornado will come in and tear your whole city apart, like what happened in Joplin. Or a Category 4 hurricane's going to come through, or Category 5 hurricane's going to come through and just tear everything down and everything. It's a great thing to know. I tell you, I went to Mobile, Alabama, with the Game and Fish Commission. I worked OPS with the Game and Fish Commission while my uncle was working with them, and we went there to give out food and water, and I was. There you go, Rise of Media. But I went out there and I saw what happened when that Category 4 went through Mobile and destroyed most of Mobile, Alabama. Then people were dying of thirst and dying of lack of food. And if they knew half of what I knew, just half of what I knew, they wouldn't have been dying of thirst, and they wouldn't have been dying of starvation by the time we got there. But and that's why I say learn that stuff. Take your time. Take your time. Do some research on the internet and everything else like that. But be careful. Some of that shit out on the internet is bullshit too. There's people that'll get you killed thinking they know something. Researching and researching it well. And I'll tell you one of the big things to research if you ever go to researching on it. Mushrooms can kill you in about 3 seconds. And if you don't believe me, the guy that wrote the book on mushrooms killed himself eating mushrooms he picked, and he picked the wrong ones. So, and that's the guy that's supposed to have been the foremost knowledge of mushrooms. okay, and wrote a book about them, okay, and he was world renowned for the book of mushrooms that you can eat and can't eat, and he still killed himself. So always research, research, research. Why you and do it while you got the time, because if the shit hits the fan, you ain't gonna have the time. You know, you meet a person like me that knows a thing or two that can help you along, but try to help yourself first. Yeah, all our electronics go out and knock us back to the 1800s. Actually, that wouldn't be the 1800s really. It'd be back to about the 1920s. There weren't too many electrics then. Rising Sun, like I said, the only reason I say that is you never know, even when a natural disaster might displace you to where you have to have that knowledge, or you might start going hungry or going without water or going without stuff like that. You're more than welcome to find me. I mean, it don't have to be the whole world went to shit. It might be your small corner of the world went to shit because of something, you know. You just never know, and it's good to know some things so you can survive. I mean, uh, there was people in Kansas City, Missouri that y'all more than welcome to come here. Um, there's people in Kansas City, Missouri that literally were freezing to death because they didn't know to put a blanket on themselves, and they froze to death. They had the blankets in their fucking but they slept with one blanket on, knowing it was going to be. They knew it was going to get cold. They didn't know how cold, but it was going to get cold. And instead of throwing another blanket on themselves at night, they just froze to death. Oh, that would be so awesome, Tay. I'd love that. That would be fun. I love horse riding, horseback riding. That's fun. That's why I miss Snoopy so much. I miss riding a riding horse. It was a different type of freedom. And Snoopy was so cool and calm and collect about people. Love you too, Rise and Shine Media. Uh, Snoopy was so calm and cool around people who would even honk their horns and stuff. It was funny. The last time Snoopy had a horn from a car honked at her, or honked at him, I should say. He just looked over at that car like, "What the fuck's your problem? Why are you honking at me? Get out of here." Francette. Francette. That's right. You told me that once before, Francette. But that CETT, if you instead of having an E there, you put O, that would be in my language, the Muskogee Creek language, uh, Cheto is how it would be said, Cheto, which means snake, CETTO, if you had that. But in yours, it's Francette. You're right, Rising Sun. Francette, we are a family. I would love a grilled cheese sandwich, Tay. That's one of my most favorite meals I can have. So y'all know, that's awesome, Tay. If y'all ain't heard Flo tell you, my real name is Will, Will, which is short for William. Right. That's my real name, William. But everybody calls me Will for the most part. Yeah, I was about to ask the same thing. What's your name, Lady Bird? Well, tell us. I know I ain't stoned. Bernice. I like that name. I had a cousin named Bernice. She was a sweetheart too. Oh, my neck is killing me tonight, guys. Ugh. Bernice. Berenice or Berenice? Berenice? Now I'm butchering her name. Berenice. Phonics, please. Yeah. Well, it looks like them storms finally petered out. That's good. Ain't gonna have nothing really major hit us tonight. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Hello, Invictus. How are you? Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Bare your knees, huh? Bear her niece. Bear her niece. Bear her niece. Lady Bird is bear her niece. Bear her knees. Okay, got it. Bear her knees. Cool. That is a very pretty name. But I think Rising Sun, Francette, she came close too on it. Bear niece. I like that name. Well, if we were actually able to hear it, we wouldn't butcher it. We just butcher it because we're trying to read it and it don't quite sound like how you spell it. So that's why we're sort of butchering it. Yeah, and Rise and Shine's right. Rise and Sun, I mean, right. Francis. Oh, is there? I didn't know there was an actress in that. Oh, learned something new today. Hell, I learned everything. Ay, caramba. How are you, bro? Okay, Tay. Hurry back. Yeah, Lady Bird just needs to go live and let us know exactly what her name is. I agree. I want to see Lady Bird live. You want to see some boobies. Uh, yeah, audio would be just fine. But I'd like to see Lady Bird. I bet you she's a very pretty woman. I bet she is, Francette. I bet you she is. Well, we know she's sweet as can be, at least, because she's sweet as can be in the chats with us. You, Lady Bird, that's who we are talking about. Yeah, that's what blows my mind there, Invictus. Uh, never set foot in America, and she's so helpful for us. I mean, and very supportive of all of us. She's awesome. So you can't ask that. That's like awesome. I can't. I don't know the words to say other than that. You're right, Invictus. Again, you're right. Well, we found family with you too, Lady Bird. That's for sure. So no, you can't have her talked into going to Texas. She needs to move to Florida. Florida would be more about what she's used to living in anyway, being in South Africa. They got palm trees there. We got palm trees here. uh, hey, Lady Bird, if you come here to Florida, we can go. We could go raise hell with Big Nick too. So and go see Flo. Born in Cape Town. I agree, Invictus. Big Nick is the shit, man. He's kicking some ass. Yeah, there are a lot of African folks that have moved to the USA. Caramba. I agree, Invictus. I mean, he's got like subs out the ass, and he feels like he's still like a just a starting. He talks like he's just a starting out auditor. You know, he don't feel like he's done anything, you know. We all love Bow. I'll tell you that, Lady Bird. Bow is awesome. When I first saw him in that courtroom standing up to that damn judge, I was like blown away, you know, because it takes some big cojones to stand up to a judge and tell her where she's wrong. I agree, Karamba. That was good. Nothing much really right now. There ain't too much to do in my life right now. Tomorrow I might try to go walk out in the woods some, and because I live right here next to a wildlife management area that has some good walking trails in it. So might take y'all for a walk tomorrow out here in the woods and let y'all see the woods and things. Yep, I got it. I'm waiting on the card to get here. Rising Sun, Francette. I'm trying to. I just got to wait on the card to get here and all that, and then I'll put out my PayPal stuff. Uh, no sense of doing it beforehand because without the card, I can't get the money anyway if I wanted to. Hey, Jay, it takes uh, get someone to get you out there, whatever it takes, bro. 'Cause I know I love the woods and I love this river, and it's the most peaceful and calming time of my lives is to be there. Yeah, I agree, Invictus. I like also watching Pot stream too because he walks in different places all around Pennsylvania, and I think I agree with you on both. I agree with you with News Now Sweden too. It's awesome to see his place, and it's also awesome to see Pot's place where they go and things like that. I love Potts. He's always been cool to me. He's always been nice. Yes, Karamba, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. Invictus, I couldn't live in no city. Hello, Steve. How are you doing? Yeah, Pot's always been cool to me. Pot's tries to be cool to everybody. Steve, I'm doing pretty good other than my neck hurting me tonight. My neck wasn't hurting me, that'd be great. It actually cooled down. I love it. The storms didn't get a bunch of rain from it, but we got the cooling effects from the storm. It's cool. Well, uh, Thank you, Steve. It's just something I'm going to have to live with now, it looks like. Wow, that sucks, Invictus. But all my life I've done nothing but hard stuff. I've hurt myself. Yeah, I agree, Karumba. You are cool. You've always been cool to me. I've never had a problem with you, Karumba. Um, but I could see you going off on a gun grabbing snowflake liberal. I know exactly what you mean, Invictus. I used to race cars, and I went through some pretty good wrecks racing cars, and had to meet a few things head on that most people shouldn't have to hit head on. You know what I mean? So I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, my back's been fucked up now for about 7 years. Uh, is when that happened. That's been my knee. My knee always tells me that. What type of support rises, son? Rancet? No, I've never tried it. I'm just now actually, believe it or not. See, what happened was not too long ago. I slipped and I fell, and when I did, I fell pretty hard. It knocked me out. That's how hard I hit, and I ain't never been knocked out in my life until that day. Oh, I hate doctors too, Francis. Like I just said, I'm just now getting medical help for mine, and that's because I really injured myself. They found two herniated discs in my neck and three bulging discs in my mid back. So yeah, I understand, Francis. If I was there, I'd go right with you, girl. It sucks having to go to the doctor. I hate a doctor. I always hated a doctor. Um, I always go when it's to the point I have things like that because there's no fixing it no more. Yep. Yeah, we know what you mean. You don't trust them because all it is trial and error, and they hope they get something right. Um, and oh, that sucks. Fran said, like I said, if I could, I'd be there. I'd go right with you. I know how hard that is. I'm 40 years old, and I don't like going to the doctor by myself. That's about right, Karamba. South Carolina. I have too, Invictus. I've dated a couple of them myself. Yeah, I know. I remember I got a bad cut on my finger one time. My mom thought thought that I would need stitches on my finger when I was a kid, and all they did was butterfly bandage the finger closed, and gave my mom a box of butterfly bandages, and it cost $675 for that. Go figure that one out. When you could go buy a box of butterfly bandages from Walmart for 99 cents. Yeah, that's what my mom said when she saw the bill, too. Okay, Rises. That's it, Invictus. Uh, them people are insane on their prices. Right, Francis, thank you for the laugh. I needed that. That was great. Yeah, I don't like an ambulance either. Uh, I when I slipped and fell, they drove me. They had to, like I said, it knocked me out. It knocked me stupid. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't even remember my date of birth and all at the time. So they took me in an ambulance to the hospital. That cost me a little over $1,000 for that ride, and it was a half-hour ride to the hospital from where I was. Yeah, I bet you almost needed the ER for yourselves, caramba. Lady Bird, if I could keep from going to the doctor, I would never go to the doctor. Unfortunately, on certain things, I'm not as well versed as my uncle was about medicines you can get out of the wild and things like that. And so I have to go to the doctor where my uncle would never go to the doctor and things like that. Because that was funny. Uh, yeah, no crap, Invictus. I agree. Uh, people, some of them doctors, especially vets, are crooked. You ain't kidding there, Invictus. It don't matter what you're in. Okay, Karamba, you have a good night and eat hearty. A friend of mine paid for a vet to come out to fix his horse, and the vet told my friend to shoot his horse. It had a broken leg one time, and do you know what was wrong with the horse? It got a thorn up in the soft spot, in the quick of his hoof, and that was all that was wrong with that horse. And the vet told him to shoot it because it had a broken leg. So I know what you mean about vets. Vets are as crooked as they come. They pulled that thorn and got that pus and that infection out of where that thorn was, and the horse was completely fine. It finally died 15 years later of old age because it was a fairly old horse when they got it. So, uh, and they rode it almost every day up to about 2 years before it died. So I think the horse didn't have a broken leg. How about you? But that's what a second opinion and a third opinion is good for too. Second and third opinions are even on animals is a good thing to get sometimes. Yeah, there you go. I mean, uh, see, here's the biggest problem I have with all doctors. They think they're God. Okay, I hate to tell them there's no one on this earth that's a God of any kind, shape, or form. Uh, they aren't gods, and they think they are. I've had I've told doctors my neck, like one doctor, I told him to go fuck off because I told him my neck was hurting, and he wanted to check my tailbone. So ain't that the truth, Invictus? You the reason they get mad at that is because you actually did their job for them, and they spent years and years and years and years at school learning all that shit, and you spent maybe a month or less to learn the same thing they did. Hey, Vabasser. Yeah, I want to hear something fucked up, Francette. Too bad I can't play a radio or something while we're talking. But Hey, no. That's some fucked up shit there, Francette. That doctor needed the shit slapped out of him by you is what he needed. Shit's not even. What the fuck's that? I've never heard of such a thing. So what? Are doctors going to start sticking their fingers up my ass to try to fix my back? I think not. I'll bitch slap that fucker. You should have bitch slapped him for doing that. That sounded more like a sexual thing to me. Or I'd at least been asking why the fuck he did it. Damn, I like Lady Bird. Punch that fucker in the throat, get it over and done with. Make that fucker go to the ground. Woman after my own heart right there. I'm seeing that, and that's a lady after my weak vaginal walls. Actually, where she should have punched him was right in the fucking nuts. Because that boy needed a cool down period, is what he needed. Lady Bird's right. You should get a hold of the hospital administrator or something, and talk to them about it. Hey, y'all can see my thumb. There you go. Yeah, I missed it. I saw you come online, and I was like, shit, I'm with my buddy. I can't get online right now. We were working a little bit. Well, Rise and Shine, or Francette, sorry, I'm trying to remember your name. Forgive me, I'll warn y'all now, I am shitty with names. But if he was a doctor that works at a hospital also, I would get a hold of the hospital administrator where he works at and talk to the hospital administrator about it and let them know how you felt. Because that's bullshit. If you felt uncomfortable, you should have been able to talk to them. Sweet 1911. I'm glad. I like I said, I got to see you real quick, and I knew you were open carrying today, and I wanted to see that so bad. But you didn't have no interaction, huh? I'm surprised. Now I want to go beat the fuck out of a doctor. If you left crying, that's uncalled for. I want to go beat the fuck out of him now. I've been sub to you for a long time, Steve. I've watched a few of your videos. I've not left any comments, but I've watched quite a few of your videos. You're great, bro. Um, uh, no rising sign, like Fran said. Like I said, if he's a doctor that works with a hospital, call the hospital administrator and let them know how you felt. Because if a doctor left you crying like that, then he did something he should not have done. You're welcome, Steve. Like I said, you're good. You're good at what you do, and I I enjoy watching your vids. And I just wished I could have seen that live today. I was looking forward to it. Yeah, exactly, Rising Sun. I would definitely go with you then if I could. I wished I could. Um, damn. I wouldn't let no doctor do that shit to you. I'd knock his fucking ass out before that happened, and I'll go to jail. Where that doctor, as far as that doctor that made you feel as though you needed to cry because you didn't feel right, needed to go to jail, as far as I'm concerned. Because to me, that if it made you cry like that, that's just he may not have stuck his pecker in, but it might as well have been a form of rape. You know, in my opinion, that's my opinion. But uh, that's the way I would have looked at it. Sorry, it got my blood pressure up. I need to get a cigarette. Calm down. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, Fran said. I'm not upset with you by no means. I'm upset with that doctor. Um, don't take me being upset as being upset at you, please, because I'm not by no means. You're a sweetheart. And that doctor should have never done that to you. I'm sorry. And I don't like it. Yeah, I just wished I could be there with you when you go to that doctor so you feel safe. That's the bad part about not having a car. Can't just get in and go. Hey, Gen T, how are you? Pretty good. Right now, I want to beat a doctor's ass that messed with RSM, but other than that, I'm good. Good. I'm glad you're not going to the same doctor. I hope this one's a much better doctor. Again, y'all, I also want to apologize to y'all for cutting that stream short earlier today. It started pouring rain and I had no way to cover up my phone or anything like that. Um, I got some good ideas now on how to keep my phone dry and still keep the stream going. But I didn't do it then. I didn't have anything then to keep my phone dry and keep the stream going. So I had to cut the stream short due to rain. I apologize to y'all for uh, abruptly leaving the stream so I could get my phone out of the rain. I was really hoping to see a cop. I ain't seen a cop. It was funny. I didn't, we walked 4 miles and didn't see a cop. I ride back with my friend to his house so I could recharge all my batteries because my batteries were dead. And I seen 4 cops. So go figure. I swear to God, I swear to God, they're watching my stream and they run from me when they know I'm coming. Even the game and fish don't come by here. They've been by 4 or 5 times. See you later, Vabasser. All right, Steve, no problem, bro. No, Leo actually, two Leos came to me at Hitchcock's when I was sitting down with a friend of mine having coffee, and told me they watched my stream and told me the name of my stream. So I knew they were not bullshitting me. So they told me the name of my YouTube channel, which is Tammy C. And yeah, no shit, wow is right. And I told him I ain't going to stop doing what I'm doing either. And now I don't see cops hardly anymore. Right now, I don't know. There's 7 people watching right, at least in chat right now. That's all I can see. Unfortunately, with a phone, I can't do like y'all, like what you can do on a computer and check that stuff. Y'all would have to check for me to see how many's here. There's 8 now people in the stream, 9 in the stream. Yeah, that's right. That's right. One came in and just let his presence be known by hi China Lynn, how are you? Jen T brought up a good point there. One came in and I was the only one that could see him in the chat. Just me. So um, that was a bit on the interesting side there. Um, uh, and it happened to be the last name of a cop I had problems with a while back. So um, he's the one I got put on administrative leave. You know, great China, great. Oh yeah, yeah. The cops around here do not particularly care for me because I got one of their boys put on administrative. Yeah, we did bust him, Genty. Uh, uh, but I got one of their boys put on administrative leave for 2 weeks without pay, and he had to sit behind a desk and do paperwork for a week without pay. Also, so yeah, they don't like me for that. I am sure. But I wave at them every day. I would wave at them every day if I seen them. Yeah, me too, Invictus. I know how it goes. It is what it is, unfortunately. Like I said, I've had 3 phones stolen from me. Uh, I watched the cops put them in their pocket, and then on the report it said that the phones were lost uh, when they were arresting me, and the phone was lost, and someone stole it. No, they did get a paid vacation. That was one of the deals. They got no paid vacation. That at least that guy didn't. He had no pay for 3 weeks. I wish you could too, Jen. That'd be awesome to see what's going on down there. I've always thought a DUI checkpoint was an unconstitutional, you know. Thank you, uh, Francis. Yeah, I can't. I that is that shit was bullshit. What the cop did. Well, no, it ain't that small, but they are related. I guarantee you. I know the judges and the cops. Most of the judges and the cops in this county are related, and so are the county commissioners. They're related a lot too with the cops and the judges and anybody else that holds a county position. Pretty much, Francette, one big circle jerk. There was there was a game of fish guy. There was, yep, Invictus, you're right. Then it's an illegal DUI unless you can do that in your state. I know here in Florida they got to announce if they're going to have a DUI and where it's going to be at if they're going to have a DUI checkpoint. Because that's the law here. I don't know about the laws where you're at. If it's the same as here, then it's an illegal DUI checkpoint. You don't even have to stop for them. That's a Nazi. That's a Nazi. I want to see your papers thing. Then what I'd be doing is I'd be calling the police station and asking for the the watch commander and asking him why they're doing an illegal checkpoint down the road from you. That's what I'd do. Or if you give me the information, I'll ask. Give me the name of the town. Give me the name of the. Give me the number for the cop shop, and I'll call them and see why they're doing an illegal checkpoint. If you don't want to, I don't care. Wouldn't be the first one I caught. Good. I'm sure the casino's already doing it. That's hurting their business right now. I am very sure. But yes, small town cops are. I wanted to tell y'all the story about the game and fish guy. This and it's a matter of court record in Dixie County, or not Dixie County, excuse me, in Taylor County, Florida, back in 1993. One of the they had a court. They had a guy go to court that was arrested in Dixie County, and the venue had to be changed because there wouldn't be a fair trial on the other end of the spectrum, because they knew he would just get off and walk away. So they got it changed to Taylor County, and when they did, the game and fish guy said the inbreeding in Dixie County is so bad that they should be first up for candidates of chemical castration. And that's a matter of court record by Robert Daniels in Taylor County Court in 1993. So that's what he thought about here in Dixie County. He said the inbreeding's so bad that they should be candidates for chemical castration. Well, China, there's always another day. You know that. You'll get a chance. Yeah, that is crazy. That's how bad it is here. I was wanting to do some cop watching today and couldn't find a cop today, China. They weren't even at their normal hangout. Their normal hangout's the Shell station just down from oh yeah, the shit they get away with in this town and around here is ridiculous, bro. And I'm telling everybody, start filming these sons of bitches. Quit whining about it. You got a damn cell phone, and it's legal to film them. Film the sons of bitches. And if you got good data, go live stream on YouTube. Do it. I says, you may not have people watching, but it'll be there, you know. Oh, is that? They'll probably say that's how they. Uh, Welcome back, Kay. That's probably how they say they actually advertised it. Gen T is the troopers were out, so you knew the DI was coming. Yes, auditing is a addiction. You're right, Francette. It is a high. I know it gets my adrenaline going good. Um, I mean, but I've been very lucky with the only two audits I've done so far. Uh, um, uh, the only two audits I've done so far have been good audits. I can't. I've been very lucky in that aspect. I ain't had a bad audit yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I'm waiting on it. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Yeah, you said they do it just right down the hill from you sometimes too, on the and all. So might be a good thing to do that. Yes, it is great to tell them no. Another thing I like to do to them is they like to jump out and ask me. I had one jump out. He was in plain clothes. He jumped out of a plain truck and everything else. He says, "I need to see your ID." I said, "Who the fuck are you? And where's your ID? I want to see your ID first." And he looked at me at first. I said, "I don't know you. You're in plain clothes and you got out of a plain truck. Who are you? And why do you want my ID?" And he goes, "Oh, oh." I missed a very. I, oh, yeah, okay, I got you. I misread that, Tay. Oh, that sucks. Good, Jen. Good, Jen. But that sucks, China. You found cops at three different places and then couldn't do anything. In a way, I understand where you're coming from. That does sort of suck. But like I said, believe me, you're going to get your time. I know I'm going to get my time eventually. Yeah, it feels awesome to put a police officer in his place. And don't think I ain't above going to jail. I don't care if I go to jail. Well, welcome back, Invictus. I hate that when that happens. Oh my, I tell you what, the other day, they got up and left when I started again. This was another reason why I think they're afraid of my phone right now. I was getting ready to film two police officers talking, and and the police officers were talking about that incident that happened up there at that new uh, they were talking about that incident that happened up there at the New Jersey beach. And boy, are they getting mad now because that girl's got a lawyer and gonna sue that cop and sue the police department uh, uh, because of that crap that cop did and all. So, which I think is great. And that's great, Invictus. That's the best way. That's the best thing to do. Learn what you can and deal with it how you can deal with it. The problem is, sue them to hell and back is right, Francette, because they don't know anything other than when their pocket is fucking hurt. And then you'll teach them something. And that's it in a nutshell. That's just a FOIA request there, Invictus. Every state agency or any public agency that deals with body cams and things like that, they have to respect a FOIA request. It's a federal deal. It ain't a state deal. It's federal, so they have to. And that's all you got to do to get your camera. And then you go straight to the. Normally, they'll tell you to go to the city hall and talk to them there and get the FOIA request because they don't normally keep it at the police department. So. But that right there is about how you handle it. And never talk to a normal cop. I'm talking to one. Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, I can tell you now. I've noticed a lot of cop watchers having just as much problem as any fucking auditor. It's been bad. These cops have gotten to the point they think they're the shit and make up their own fucking laws while they're doing it, and it pisses me off. Uh, and Tay, by the way, as you told Invictus, I missed you, and don't you ever leave me again. So there. Mm. Oh wow, you mean a police station, a police officer where you're at has to keep it recording no matter what until it's over? Wow, because like down here, they could turn that damn thing on and off all they want. Yeah, that blows my mind, Invictus, that they have to keep it on until the issue's over. Because down here, if they want to turn the body cam off, they can. They can turn it back on anytime they want. Shit like that. They don't even have to turn it on if they don't want to. Nice, Invictus. That's good. Yes, I agree, Tay. Boring videos are what we are all striving for. We'd rather have a boring video out there than, or video, at least in my opinion, videos like what I did where I got to show two public servants in a very good light. I was happy about that because they were very awesome people. So yeah, small town. small towns, they have no problem hiding something. I'm telling you that now. Things get accidentally misplaced. Evidence goes missing. Gets tampered with. Are just straight up stolen. So, I mean, right on that. But I hate to say this, I've always been the hard-headed one. I am a Ram. I'm hard-headed. I'm an Aries. But I can't wait to see some of the stuff you do, Invictus. It's going to be awesome. Yep, you're right there, Invictus. You're right there. Taylin, you ain't kidding there either. That Boss Hog bullshit pisses me off, though. But believe me, I'm thinking they're waiting for the right time to try to get me or something. With the Dixie County Police here. Um, I'm just waiting on them. Ask them for their ID, China. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have said that. Be careful with that, girl. Uh, don't let people push you around or anything. That is true, Invictus. Sorry, guys. I had to go grab my light. Starting to get dark in here. So that's a little better. Well, not always. Not always, Invictus. But for the most part, they will play nicer when they see a camera. I can be Genty. Just be careful, China. Okay, Gen Z. Sounds good. All right, hurry back. Okay, good, China. Good, good, good. Sorry, y'all, if I'm yawning a lot. I ain't had much sleep uh, with my neck and all, so. Well, the code compliance guy here in Dixie County, they don't actually get paid. So I don't need to do that. But the dog catcher, I might. But I know the code enforcement guy here. He don't like me because he tried to give me a ticket, and I told him to shove it up his ass because he wasn't a cop. He had no right to give me a fucking ticket. Yeah, they'll try to. But here's the thing: code enforcement, them fuckers ain't got shit except for you can't do that. That's all they can do is tell you that. Hell no, Tay. They don't know you very well, do they? Yes, there was a time before cell phones, Lady Bird. Believe it or not. Joke around, you hug, you smooch, you act like you do things like that. But I don't see you as a tease, no, or a heartbreaker. Even see you being a tease, though. I'm back. I'm back. Am I here? Am I here? Am I here? Hope I'm here. My phone ain't saying I'm buffering. Yep, Taylin left us. Okay, good. I'm here. That's a good thing. Oh, I was gone for a bit, huh? Oh, wow. I didn't know I had left. Oh, you mean when I went real quick? Or was I buffering real bad? Oh, wow. I didn't know I went offline. Huh. It didn't show it on my end. Damn YouTube. I'm about to start calling YouTube Boob Tube. Okay. Good, good, good. I think YouTube's just fucking with you, Invictus, right now. But Tay, you're awesome. Don't you worry about some idiot talking like that about you. All right. It ain't saying I'm doing anything on my end. That's some screwed up shit. Stupid thing. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. I'm about to lose my phone. Is that better, guys? Maybe the buffering might quit now. I hope. Tay's got me good, so YouTube's just being a bitch again tonight. Boob tube. And if I see anybody messing with you like that, Tay, I'll put them in their place. Well, Tay, you are a popular person. I mean, you're one of the more popular people in our community. But they shouldn't worry about what you're doing like that. It's dumb. So, and I'll set them in their place. It's probably one of I go there. Never mind. I could have said something, but I'm trying to just forget about that particular group. Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. Is who is doing it, so I can watch them and stop them if it happens anymore. Y'all, I got y'all's back because I know y'all got my back. I got everybody's back in this room because I know y'all got my back. So I noticed it's about the Invictus. You ain't kidding. We are stronger together. United we stand, divided we fall. The reason I say that all the time, united we stand, divided we fall. It was our theme when we went down that White River White River act thing that was going on. Uh, uh, we use that as our theme. We would say that all the time. United we stand, divided we fall, because it's true, and that's what the government wants us to do too. By the way, not just idiot morons that think they're better than everybody else in different streams on YouTube. The government wants us divided. They want us to be not helping each other. So that's why I have give up TV. TV, I realized, was trying to brainwash me to that. It's okay to be an individual and everything else. I ain't denying that. But when it comes to the point where I'm so much of an individual, I won't agree with anybody. That's not good. And yes, they do plant moles and protests to sabotage. Yes, they do. That is proven fact. Uh, they will do that quickly too, just to squash one quick. Yep, yep. They proved that during the Baltimore riots. As a matter of fact, there was people coming forward stating they were paid by the government, or were told they would get paid by the government to do that stuff. Yes, you did, and I was proud of you, China, on that. That some bitch trying to tell you to move your car off the road, and it was what 4 foot from the 4 foot from the shoulder, much less on the road. So yes, Trojan horse style, and I was very proud of you, China, that you stood your ground on that. And you did it very politely, I might add. That was a cool part about it too. You were very polite and stood your ground. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I was you were standing right by your car door, and show is like 4 or 5 foot from the shoulder, and then you had the shoulder to go before you were on the road. I was like, what the fuck was that dude about? uh, my style is, and I'm sure you'll see it eventually. I give what I get. Uh, if you're polite to me, you see what you, good, Tay. I hope you don't, because you're awesome to me, girl. I love hanging out in the chat. I love hanging out in my live streams with you. I'm glad you're here. Um, and everything else. Anybody got a problem with you? I'll back you up too. With a quickness. So hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, they just went on by. I'm back. Well, by gosh, I'm going to get in the middle of this love fest too and say, I love y'all too. Y'all are awesome. You really are. That's true, China. They didn't, and you weren't rude to them, and that was awesome. I've seen some that get rude to them without them giving a reason. So honestly, that's their way of auditing. I ain't gonna knock it, but it ain't my way, and I think, and I don't particularly care to watch people that do that. I like watching people that give what they get, or something to that effect, you know. Is Flo on? Okay, that's cool. I'm going to Flo's also, guys. Uh, um, if Flo's on, I'm going to Flo. I've been on here for almost 3 hours anyway, believe it or not. So, I'll see y'all over in Flo's. Love y'all, and I'll see you there. Y'all have a great night, and let's have some fun jamming out with and being a chillbilly. I'll talk to y'all later, guys.